Welcome back, ladies and gents. We are here today for the New York Open. My name is Tino. Welcome to Traders Reality. For anyone passing through and it's your first time, make sure you're hitting that like button if you already like the introduction, which is not really finished just yet. But anyways, what's been going on? It's always the weekend, man. Biden hands his resignation from the presidential race, and it's all in favor for Trump right now. And then, of course, Mrs. Harris, Kamala, she's, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think she's got a chance against Trump? I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say about that, because democratically speaking, Biden wasn't really kicking it too well. But now that we've got this new candidate coming up trying to challenge Trump, I mean, look, I would say there's more odds of Trump winning this than anything else. Something drastic would have to happen, but that's just my opinion. So I'd love to know what you guys think about that story. But with that being said, we have ourselves a very interesting week. It's packed with data. Now, not so much data that's really a concern for us. We've got the usual suspects with the unemployment claims and what have you. We don't have any federal speakers in the sense of no Waller, no Williams, no Powell. They're not really speaking at all today or going into this week. But it is filled with manufacturing data, which is going to be dictating the current pathway to the rate cut. Now, there is speculation on the street that's saying that the stock market is going to slump and that we're about to explode from this bubble and it's not looking good. But in cryptocurrency, things are looking promising. There's been lots of activity on the ETF side. We've seen Bitcoin climb up and it's getting itchy towards that all-time high. So in today's live stream, we're going to break it all down on what you guys need to be prepared for, because even though we do have a relatively quiet week, the market very shortly is going to be reacting to Biden resigning. And it looks like the NASDAQ is on its route to pull a nice little flavorsome recovery. So that's something that we need to take into consideration. And of course, we're going to be diving into what we can expect primarily from this crypto bull run market cap prediction that's been pulled out. Yes, a big market cap on the next bull run with crypto. Are we in a bull run? Do you think we're in a bull run? Or is the bull run about to occur? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get with the flavor. Let's get with the program. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. We are now back at the charts. I'm still moving about. I've got things all over the place, man. I've got things everywhere. Now, I'm surprised I was able to go live today. That's the truth. Anyways, that's irrelevant. But let's get with the charts. Let's find out what's going on in crypto. And then we can break down Bitcoin price action. Probably a few minutes before the open, I'd say about 20 past, we should be done with the news, and then we get into some price action with Bitcoin for the guys that are like with the itchy fingers, good old scalpers, smacking up that mouse. Anyways, mad love and respect, guys. Let's get with the program. I hope you're all doing well. What's going on, chat? Are we well? Are we well? Tina, what do you think about us creating a meme together? I see no wasp memes. Tiny Tino wasp meme. Are you buzzing, bro? Ha! There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The little crack of jokes coming out already. So let's get with the program. So this is the story right now. Crypto market cap to hit 8 trillion in the next crypto bull run, according to analyst price predictions for 2025. Experts are suggesting that the next bull run will make crypto market cap soar. Now, this is what you've got to look at. There's the Bitcoin price prediction of 150,000, 200,000. Okay, cool. That helps. That's nice to know. But it's a collective. Cryptocurrency is about a collective. And if you want to know the true essence of collective in crypto, you only have to look at the meme coins on Solana. The meme coins themselves on Solana are grabbing people's interest in an ETF in Solana itself. Okay? So in the next article, which I'll be talking about, they'll be talking about institutional fund managers, how they're loading up into Bitcoin and altcoins as well. And that's going to be all based on the ETFs. Remember, institutions don't really have access to cryptocurrency other than in the form of an ETF, which is why you are seeing lots of activity on the inflows for the ETFs and digital assets. But these are a few of the logics, 10 important crypto trends and predictions ahead of 2025. So the first one being that they're expecting the crypto market cap to end up at around $8 trillion. That's not bad. All right. And I've said this before, ladies and gentlemen. Those who've been with me for a long time will know that I have said that there's going to be a time when cryptocurrency market cap will be of the same caliber of Forex. Now, Forex turns over around $6.5 to $7 trillion per day. We're talking about fiat here, and there's more fiat than there is cryptocurrency. So, and that's because they're printing it all the time. But hey, that is a big market cap, a turnover. Now, will cryptocurrency get to that? Remember, it's money that's got to go in. So, but the problem that we've got is Wall Street, cryptocurrency doesn't behave like Wall Street. It's the idea of diamond hands, buy a Bitcoin, hold it. And then people will then start behaving in the charts in such a way where they're like, oh my God, the market's dropping, let's sell. And then it ends up going back into crypto. It's a bit of a mad thing, but Wall Street doesn't treat crypto the same way that crypto treats crypto. All right. There's no loyalty in Wall Street. If there's money to be had, they're going to take it. And that's why Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, with the impact that Wall Street is having on that environment, you've got to start thinking how Wall Street is going to be thinking. Remember, institutional fund managers have an obligation to who? Their investors. And the investors are your mum and dad investors. They're the people that are using their pension funds and they want to get a little bit of volatility or generate a bit of a return. So they'll go to an institutional fund manager and say, okay, so what's your rate of return? What's your portfolio like when you're investing in low risk environments? What about medium or high risk? Well, they'll start introducing cryptocurrency into the high risk environments where lucratively it's going to look nice on their portfolios, but cryptocurrency, man, Wall Street will be in and they'll be out. Fast in, fast out, in my opinion. So going into the other idea, Bitcoin sets to set an all-time high. Okay, so I've got a price prediction of Bitcoin in the sense where I do believe by the time the Fed cuts the interest rates, we're looking at an $80,000 to $85,000 Bitcoin. I'm being conservative, but I'm also being realistic. I'm not giving you the 100K Bitcoin that they've been looking for in terms of Bitcoin since the last bull run. Okay, I'm being realistic with it. I'm saying that the 80 to 85K region seems like more of a realistic point where we would naturally get interest from people about cryptocurrency, because psychologically, the next area for Bitcoin is the 100K mark. And that's going to grab attention to investors overseas and everywhere. So my price prediction for Bitcoin 2024 is going to be the 80 to 85 region. And that's backed up with the ADR, which is the average daily range. And we look at that over a monthly range as well. So Bitcoin can easily clear that. Okay. Now, of course, you've got Ethereum and Solana. Those are poised for the ETF. We've got the Ethereum ETF coming into play very soon. And of course, the Solana one. And that goes in line with these institutional fund managers over here on where are the institutional fund managers loading up. And of course, it's Bitcoin. But then, of course, there's inflows on Solana that are suggesting, you've got here, we look at other altcoins like Solana experienced an inflow of 9.6 million, and Litecoin experienced a 2.2 and XRP 0.5 million. All right, so we've got lots of interest in terms of the actual ETFs, which when you're seeing the interest going into the digital side of cryptocurrency in terms of the ETFs, that's telling us that institutional investors are stepping in and doing something about it. They're taking on risk. And now with regards to Biden stepping down, the market now, the idea of Trump trade, which I'm going to be talking about in a second, it's probably going to be on the back foot, but fundamentally, we're still looking for the rate cuts. And then I'm going to be talking about the economy in just a few seconds. But I'm just giving you this information on the actual crypto market cap, the crypto market space, because it's relevant to understand how is the market approaching the week, okay? And it looks like it's very optimistic in the space of cryptocurrency, okay? Now, we've got this here about more crypto AI projects. Remember, AI is a big story right now. And on top of that, Nvidia has begun sampling 2 new AI chips for China market. So think about it. You've got these tariffs that are going to be coming into play onto China once Trump steps in. And that's a problem. Biden's already authorized some more chips, some more tariffs onto China, which is why you saw the NASDAQ taking a bit of a beating last week because of these tariffs. But now Nvidia stepping up and saying that it's currently offering customers samples of 2 new artificial intelligence chips aimed at the China markets. And he's done that in a bid to defend its market dominance in the country now threatened by US export curbs. Now, there's going to be a little bit of a problem there because if the US is trying to put tariffs on China, then there's going to be an instance when the SEC is going to probably step in, and maybe the US government could step into Nvidia and say, can you not do that, please? What's the point in us putting on the tariffs if you're going to be subsidizing that? Well, it's a free world in principle, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to actually flourish, which tells you what? Nvidia, dominance, market cap, it's going to keep going. Investors, they did the 10-to-1 stock split. That only makes it easier for people to buy it. It's only $120 a share and a market cap of 3.5 trillion. It's a bargain, but you're playing a long game. The way you would play Bitcoin going to 100K is where you would play Nvidia to go to a market cap of 6 trillion. It's at 3.5 now. And with these advancements, remember, Amazon is waiting for Nvidia to create a super chip. They are on the sidelines waiting. Once that chip has been created, if it hasn't been created already, Amazon's going to be one of their customers. Bro, imagine having Amazon as your customer. Yeah, so what you been up to? I'm just dabbling a little bit here and there. Yeah, I've got this Shopify store. Yeah, okay. I sell to Amazon. Amazon's my biggest customer. That's infinite money glitch. So you've got Amazon as a customer, but I would be very surprised if Amazon as a company ain't holding shares of Nvidia. That'll be something. What about Jeff? You don't think Jeff holds any of this? It's open to debate, but anyways. Going back into it. Investors likely to maximize the potential of Ethereum restaking. So many crypto exchanges are now open to restaking coins. A good example of this is the ERC token, which can be restaked across multiple protocols. Come 2025, Ethereum restaking would become more mainstream, and validators will leverage it to improve the coin's utility, earn extra rewards, or even serve as an extra protocol for fees. So Ethereum ETF, and then you remember Coinbase and Loop. What is it? Lime? Not Lime. Lipo. I've forgotten what it's called. They hold 37% of the actual Ethereum. They're one of the biggest holders of Ethereum. And then you've got Coinbase straight after with 17%. Is it Lido? Lido, I think it is. Lido? I can't believe I've forgotten what it's called. I cannot believe I've forgotten what it's called. But anyway, that's the other 10 ones. The other 8 points, they're not really that something to be excited about, layer 2 and what have you. Well, we had that story with layer 2 and it really didn't do anything. Okay. And then NFTs are going to bounce back. Web3 technologies and meme coins remain volatile, but mint more millionaire investors. I think that what's going to grab people's attention in crypto is the meme coins. That's the truth itself. And then you've got this meme coin frenzy intensifies as US election nears. If it isn't a coin for Trump's ear, if it's not something to do with Biden or Kamala, they're just going to create meme coins all day, every day. And the people that cotton on to this is they're going to see, oh my God, he's become a millionaire. He invested $10 and he's now become a multimillionaire. He invested 35 cents and the coin's now worth 300,000. His portfolio is worth 300,000. It's just absolutely crazy. But this is, quite frankly, it is a gamble. It's pure gambling when you're dealing with meme coins. You can have a portfolio of meme coins, but you have to be going in at the start and there has to be a utility behind the meme coin. Now, even though you've got coins that are more than likely not going to get rug pulled, the culture in meme coins is to get your coin rugged. That's all it is. And you've got to just try and capitalize on the liquidity that's going in. You are literally trying to catch a gravy train when it comes to these meme coins. So just be very careful when you're playing the meme coin story. Now, to finalize it off, we've got the US leads with the 1.35 billion weekly surge in digital asset inflows. This is big news for crypto. 1.35 billion in inflows on the ETF. Okay, so we go into it and it says here, Coinshares reported a significant 1.3 billion inflow into digital asset investment products over the last 7 days. According to the report, this latest inflow brings the last 3-week inflows to 3.2 billion as investor confidence grows. So it's very interesting how it's all starting to come into play. And this is what happened last time with Bitcoin in the ETF. This could be the Ethereum ETF. Now, investors who are getting involved in the idea of Ethereum ETF might also be involved in the Bitcoin ETF on the grounds that they think that the volatility that's going to come with Ethereum is going to be happening with Bitcoin anyway, because that's exactly what happened. Before the Bitcoin ETF, everything started to move up. Ethereum, Solana, it was just crazy. And then the Bitcoin ETF came into play. We saw a bit of sweep to the downside, sell the news event. And then it started to trickle back up again. The same thing could be happening right now. And I've said this before in the past. When you're dealing with a stock understand the company that you're dealing with. For example, Nvidia. We know what Nvidia's business model is. We know it's got stellar fundamentals. We know there is a demand. And when they start talking about doing something else, that's going to grab people's attention. And the only way it's going to grab people's attention is either new people are going to jump onto the bandwagon saying Nvidia's making a new chip for China. That could be a reason to buy the actual Nvidia stock, but it also is going to be encouraging for existing holders of the Nvidia stock to buy more. And the more we see articles like this about Nvidia, the more people's faith in Nvidia is going to just keep on coming in, and they're just going to keep on buying this stock continuously. It's going to be very interesting to see how Nvidia behaves when we get the rate cut, on the idea that the markets tend to correct once the Fed pivot comes into play. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And I don't think Nvidia is going to lose that much if the stock market drops, because when you look at it, NASDAQ and S&Ps took a nosedive, but Nvidia has done very well to hold out on its gains. Okay? Now, just to finalize it all before we go into the charts, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin mining rigs under fire. Russian authorities have seized 500 rigs. Now, this is only going to be setting it up for Russia to then go through cryptocurrency legislation in regards to mining and crypto overall. This is a good thing, but it's not in essence, okay? So what these guys were doing is they were using the electricity that should have been going to households, and they were using it to mine the Bitcoin. So that's pretty sad, but this is what you've got to take into consideration. That when something bad happens, the only thing that governments can do is put legislation behind it. So this is good news. It's bad news for the dudes that's lost the 500 rigs, okay? But it's good news because then Russia's going to be like, okay, you want to do this? How can we make money from it? Happy days, keep things working in X, Y, and Z, and they get the legislation passed, and then it's all systems go for cryptocurrency. And that's what I think the story is with crypto. We've seen so many scams. We've seen so many things are happening in the space of cryptocurrency. It's only led to legislation. I mean, look, we've got a Bitcoin ETF. Even BlackRock is buying Bitcoin ETF. So it only means everyone's like legislation is a bad thing, but we've had so many bad things about crypto before legislation, and then we've had legislation come into play with cryptocurrency, and nothing bad has happened. It's one of those stories, okay? So that's where we are for cryptocurrency overall. But now let's just go into price action and understand where we are. I'm going to dive into a little bit more on Bitcoin and understand where we are in that respect. But first things first, let's understand where we are in the week. So this is what we've got coming in for the week, guys. We've got lots of data coming out this week, which can impact the stock market and, of course, Forex markets. And I will say this over and over again. The Forex market is all about perceived value. What can I get more of at this point in time? Is there strength in the euro or is there strength in the dollar? If the dollar has appreciated by 3.7%, hypothetically, and I'm witnessing euro at significant highs because euro has been climbing upwards, okay? What can I get more of? Can I get more euros or can I get more dollars? Well, if we're going into this story of Trump trades, then that means that with the euro being so appreciated against the US dollar, the logic would say that I can get more dollars on the back of a valuable euro. So I will sell euros to pick up dollars. Likewise, when the dollar has increased in value and appreciated and the euro's taken a nosedive, I can now pick up more euros on the back of a stronger US dollar. Now, the futures markets are tipped to have a positive open, which means that investors are effectively trying to go back into US stocks. That's where we would make the assumption that people are going to be exchanging euros into dollars to then go and buy US stock, because you can buy stock in the US and it's primarily done with dollars. On top of that, you've also got investors also going into junk bonds. They're taking on the risk of junk bonds. So it's all being geared towards Donald Trump. Okay. Now, for cryptocurrency, we've got the actual Bitcoin conference coming up between the 24th and the 27th of July. And word on the street is that Elon's going to be talking there as well. And you've got Trump talking. So that's going to be another news event. That will be, in my opinion, Bitcoin's FOMC. It will be, Trump would be the pal for Bitcoin, in my opinion. So whatever he's going to be saying, it's naturally going to be encouraging people to do something. Okay. And probably at that time, Mr. Trump's going to get lots of donors from crypto holders. Okay. So, but with that being said, Kamala's actually received quite a significant amount of donors coming in from Democrats. So it's going to be a very interesting one, if I'm quite frank with you. But going into the week, we don't really have too much to worry about. Okay. It's next week, sorry. Oh my days, ladies and gentlemen, you understand what we're going into. Next week is going to be, where's the blood? That's what it's going to be. All right. Where is the blood? And I'm going to talk about that very shortly. But look at next week, man. A sea of red. High news impacts. Bank of Japan is going to be finding out investors are going to find out if it's now time to start buying Japanese bonds. And if it's not, and they're not going to do anything, dollar will just keep on going up, ladies and gentlemen. Then you've got the press conference, good old FOMC, maybe Powell's last conference, maybe, who knows? But it's going to be an interesting week next week. So this week, I think, is going to be a good week for a little bit of movement. Once the manufacturing data is out the way, then we'll know exactly where we stand with the economy. Because if the manufacturing sector does show that things are looking good, they have no reason to cut the rates, even though they're pricing in that the stock market is pricing in, that they are going to cut the rates, and it's a bet of 100%. We just quickly go over to it right here. Where is it? There's not really a change in the probability of a rate hike cut, okay? But we'll be waiting to see if this updates. Hold on a second. Has it been updated just yet? Yeah, no change. But they're expecting by the end of 2024 that they're going to be having a 75 basis point cut, okay? So that's going to really alleviate the pressure from the banks that are complaining that they're not earning money on their financial products, but they're making money on their trading because investors are like, buy this, buy this, buy this, and buy this, okay? That's where they're making their money. So that's going to be an interesting one for us. Now, let's get into the flavor of Bitcoin price action. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you are in longs? Please let me know. How many of you are currently long on Bitcoin? And give me some price points that you guys are long from. Okay, anyone that's in the live and anyone that's watching the video, please type in what your current position is in terms of longs on Bitcoin. Are you long from Bitcoin over the weekend? So did you take a long on the Friday? Are you long from this drop to the downside? Where are you long? Because we've got the new formation this week, and we are currently at the psychological ranges for Bitcoin. And I do believe that in the next couple of days, I think where Bitcoin or cryptocurrency could actually stall out for the next couple of days until until the actual conference. Investors are going to be waiting for it. But cryptocurrency, there's no loyalty in it. People are like, forget it. I'm just going to get in now because I think it's going to be an excitable time when Trump starts talking about Bitcoin. I think if Elon's going to speak there, I think he's going to be talking more about Dogecoin. And then when you look at Dogecoin itself, you can see Doge is just doing some wonders right now. Okay, so it just keeps on pumping up. So that's happy days. Even if you go into Ethereum, I mean, Ethereum standard going to be doing this all the time. It does this all the time. And I think once Ethereum does get its ETF itself, it's just going to explode. It really is. But, you've got Solana currently at highs as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So here we go. What we got? We got longs over here. Longed. Okay, we got 65,500, 65,750, 67,000, 68,500. Okay, 68. Yeah, okay. Well, you must have been, okay, yeah. Right, that makes sense. Long from 55. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby, 55. What a long. Okay, you don't really have anything to worry about until it gets to 60. But anyways, long until 74 to 80K, long Ethereum, 3,500. Fine, okay, cool. So it looks like most of you guys are currently sat in longs with BTC. Now, let's see if you are buying at the time when they really are buying. So for anybody new, how many people are new in this live stream right now, ladies and gentlemen? Just so I can understand my audience. If you are new to this live stream, please press 1. And all the existing guys and the OGs that have been with me, you are forbidden to press 1. Don't press 1. If you're an OG, press 2. And you can't be both, so you don't need to press 3. So press 1 if you are brand new to the live stream. Press 2 if you are the OG. Happy days. And we'll get that done. And now we're going to be answering the questions on this. So this chart right here is for anybody new, because I am going to be talking about, NASDAQ, you're doing great. I'm going to be talking about the nightclub. Remember, we've got the nightclub analogy coming very, very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. So just take that into consideration. All right, and so where we at? Here we go. We've got the twos. We've got lots of twos. Twos. Did I see any ones? I've got one. Zaddy Harry, what's good? Frog, what's happening? Okay, we don't see many twos. We've got a few ones. Okay, we've got a few ones coming into play. Ones. Happy days. All right then, ladies and gentlemen. So if we've got any new guys coming into play and anyone that is still existing, just before I get into this, got to show some love to our preferred exchange, Bitcoin, BTCC. Okay, so anyone that wants to trade from the US without KYC and VPN, use BTCC. It is our preferred exchange. In the 3 years that I've been doing this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only exchange that we have effectively joined forces with, because we don't trust anyone else. These guys have been around for 13 years and they have 1 million users, and you do not require KYC, but you have to deposit via crypto. If you want fiat, you are going to require to use KYC. That's the rule, because they are so regulated, and you get a couple of bonuses. So in the description, you'll get the link for that bad boy where you get the bonus with the BTCC gang. All right? Happy day. So go check that out. Now, let's get into the grit of it all, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a few players in. Mad love to all the OGs checking in. Now, in front of you is the bids and the offers. And if no one's talking about the bids and the offers, then how are you going to understand where there is buying or selling? What you think is because of a candlestick. The hybrid system, which is what you're seeing right now for anybody new, the hybrid system represents the nature of buying and selling, okay? When you see a green vector candle right here, it tells you that there's aggressive buying from retail. But the only way that they can buy is if there are people selling, okay? So this chart right here helps us understand that, all right? Now, I've been doing a little bit of work over the weekend, and I come across something very interesting as well. I've got this website. It's called signals.io, which is just like a web-based platform for the depth of market, okay? And the ideal way to use, I don't know who this company is. I've just found it because I wanted to look for order flow on cryptocurrency. And it's got one really cool feature, which is called the pump map, all right? Now, watch this. Looking at this, you're saying to yourself, how on earth is this operating as a pump map? What can I make from this? You guys looking at it for a little longer, you'll probably start hallucinating. But there's a method to the madness with this. The idea of this chart right here is it says, and this is what I was studying it over the weekend because we did get a bit of activity. It says and it shows you where the money is going to and from based on how I understand it. So you've got this flat line here, okay? And then you've got this curvature at the bottom. You might see it there, yeah? So what this says is AVAX right now, they are selling AVAX into euro from what I understand. And they're selling AVAX into USDC, AVAX into USDT, okay, so you keep it on there. And you're effectively getting the idea of where the liquidity is going to and from, okay? When you zoom out and just leave it like that, you can get a snapshot of what's going on. And it looks like there's lots of activity going off on BNB and AVAX. Now, when we go to AVAX itself, we then go over to the chart and say to ourselves, okay, then what's going on with AVAX? Go to AVAX and you can see AVAX is currently selling right now. They're marking it down. You see it's going down right now. So traders are effectively going into this and selling it USDT. So you see the arrow, how the curvature of the arrow at the top there, see? It's got that curve, those two lines. That effectively tells you that AVAX is being sold and going into USDC. And it's going into USDT as well. When we go over to Bitcoin, you can see what's going on Bitcoin. Well, it looks like they're trying to sell it as well. But you can see it's going to euro, it's going to FD, which is the Turkish lira. Now, the Turkish lira is starting to see some activity. Investors are starting to plow money into the Turkish lira. So that could explain why it's going towards that point. And then you've got BRL as well, and they're effectively selling their Bitcoin going to USD. And what you'll find is sometimes you've got the Swiss crowns as well. So what you'll find sometimes is with this chart is at some instances, from what I understand, they'll be selling their Bitcoin. The best way to use it, in my opinion, is if they sell the Bitcoin and then they move it to Ethereum, or they sell the Bitcoin and go into to XRP. I mean, come on, let's be honest. But this is what this chart does. I mean, you zoom out like this, you're like, what's going on? But look left. What can you see? People are selling the cryptocurrency. And for them to sell means that they're getting rid of the Bitcoin into USDT. So they're getting rid of it, which means that they're actually buying. Retail's doing that. Which brings me to this chart. In front of you, you've got Bitcoin. We had a silly bid coming into play. One dude came to the chart and was like, I'm going to place an order of 1.09 million to buy Bitcoin. Okay? Then all of a sudden, 24 million was transacted at that price point. Okay? Very interesting. It seems like this area is quite an aggressive area. If we go back to what it was before, they had this area beforehand. Where was it? There was a zone where they initially put, there you go, 20 million at the 65,100 zone. Okay? Going a little bit more, you've got another order. Well, they sold at that point, but you go down right here. You got 4 million right there at that price point. Yeah, 3.5 million and 4 million between the 64,120 and just ever so slightly above 64,180 region there itself. Okay? So NASDAQ, what are you doing? Oh, standard NASDAQ. So yeah, it's this area seems to be a very big area of interest. But what I'm looking at right here is the waves of selling. For anybody new, please don't get this confused. When prices are rising, they can only rise if there are aggressive people coming in taking market orders. And those market orders are set by the limit passive orders that are being placed by the guys who are prepared to sell. So over this weekend when Bitcoin's priced up and moved higher, look what's been going on. They've been selling. Now, what we're seeing, if we zoom out on this chart right here, what is kind of distinctive to us? Well, we can see that the bids will always be distinctive because there is always going to be someone buying Bitcoin. But what we're trying to work out is if Bitcoin's going to continue higher, then how likely is it going to continue to the upside based on the people that are wanting to sell? Okay? And when we see more people offering out, so you've got guys up here that want to sell 18 million at 75K. You've also got 30 million, 18 million at 73K. Then you have this big order here of 30 million at 72K. So Bitcoin in principle is only looking like it's being primed to try and go up towards that point. Okay. Now forget what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at Bitcoin. I'm sorry, Bitstamp right there. Say, forget what Bitcoin's doing right now, because this is a range that we're dealing with. And when you zoom out, you can see bright as day that it's consolidating inside of this zone. And we are effectively wanting to see if Bitcoin can retain this whole area right here. Okay. Now, for the holders' perspective, we go over to the daily time frame, and then we say to ourselves, okay, then Bitcoin has been going up quite significantly. Okay. And they've come back into the vector candles. Happy days. That's good news. And if we all remember what we said about this range, that if they can break above this area here, just go back and watch last week's live streams on the Monday, you will see that they broke this area right here and they have completely made the move to the upside. So the spot traders that picked up some Bitcoin from this point, you are in lovely profit right now. Could now be a time for you to consolidate? Well, you've got to say to yourself, regardless of whatever happens in Bitcoin right now, even if it pulls back ever so slightly, it will be an opportunity for you to load up some more Bitcoin. Why? Because they are buying it inside of these ranges. The low right there will come in at 63,000. I think that'll be a good discount point for Bitcoin to go to. However, you've got too much happening in the space of hype behind cryptocurrency, especially in the next 2 days. You've got the Bitcoin conference. That's naturally going to be leading to volatility. So I do believe there's going to be a lot of people that are holding out but from selling, or should I say, more people are going to be buying Bitcoin, which is going to naturally encourage people to sell it. There's not going to be many retail traders wanting to sell the Bitcoin, which is where the bids might actually miss out on an opportunity to actually pick up Bitcoin on the cheap, which leads me over to this. Where are we at today, ladies and gentlemen? In front of you is EXO Charts. And in front of you, we have two profiles. This is the 25-day profile. I'm going to give you this and let you guys go. We've got the 25-day profile, which is the price action of Bitcoin over the last 25 days. It's the 25-day range. Right now, where are we, ladies and gentlemen? Well, if we just look, Bitcoin is currently in the value area low. No, we are in value area high for Bitcoin. So we are now on the 25-day profile effectively paying for expensive champagne. Now, some of you might be thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about, expensive champagne? Well, in trading, when you're trading the depth of market or volume profile, you've got this value area, which is the days profile for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin hasn't been able to get above the point of control, which is currently 67,800. Right now, it's sat around the VWAP, which is at 67,632. Value area low will put Bitcoin at 67,320, which means that the champagne is cheap. So basically, how long do you want to be drinking cheap champagne for? Not long. So when price goes into this area here, we may assume that Bitcoin's going to be making reversals from these points, okay? And you've got to pay attention to how price behaves in this area, which is the value area low, which starts at 67,314. We go towards the top side of the range, and then we say to ourselves, okay, how long are people spending on paying expensive champagne? Well, it looks like they're not really spending too much time, but the logic says that if the guys in the middle of the dance floor, which is where we are right now, are interested in going into the other side of the nightclub where the champagne is a bit expensive, the logic would say that when it gets towards these price points, which if it breaks above 68,160, the logic would assume that they're going to be paying a premium for Bitcoin. That means retail traders are coming in buying Bitcoin at these highs, which is going to be fueled by the people who are selling it. And then those guys who are selling the Bitcoin at the upside range, which is where the value area high is going to be. Where is it? Hold on. which is where the value area high starts from at 68,166, there's going to be an instance where Bitcoin will sweep this area and then it will spend a little bit of time before it then tries to pull back again. And that's the story of the rise, the retrace, the continuation. You want to see that on the bids and the offers? You've got it right here. We marked it off last week. We said on the Tuesday, I think it is, Bitcoin's going to make a move to the upside. The bids are coming into play right here. And then we would expect the continuation to the upside. They gave us the continuation. The offers came in. People were buying Bitcoin aggressively. Retail, all the dudes sat in the coffee shops. Oh my God, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. All your Telegram groups and all that madness. They're going crazy because Bitcoin's pumping. So they're buying and they're only being sold into. Look at the aggressive nature of them selling. Someone sold initially 5.86 million, but then it triggered someone else to sell 11.4 million on top. So you can see that we've got this behavior right now with Bitcoin that is suggestive that if this thing with Trump and the good old happy days for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to be positive and we're going to go to the all-time high, we need to see as many people selling because we need retail traders to buy it. And that's the thing that will catch people out. They think that when price is rising, you buy. No, you do not buy when price is rising. You wouldn't go to an auction and keep on paying the highest possible price and you're up against no one. You're auctioning yourself. You are bidding yourself out. It goes up by $1, you buy it. I'm happy to pay for it. It goes up again. I'll pay for it again. Oh, goes up. What are you doing? Wait till it goes down. When it goes down, the masses are doing what? Selling. So you're now walking in the shop. So let's bring it to you like this. You go into a shop, okay? And you're seeing people buying all this stuff. You're thinking in your head, you know what? Why don't I start a shop? Maybe I can plant myself in this stall right here and I can sell the same item because I can make money when people are buying off me because I can sell it to them. Yeah. So then you go and you set up yourself a shop. Now you're there with the product. You got it to sell. Here you go, mister. Buy it from me. Buy it from me. Buy it from me. Retail's coming in, buying it. You are the provider. You are the supply. You are giving it to the person that's buying it. Bitcoin's bull run will only happen when they have picked up enough cryptocurrency or Bitcoin within these ranges right here to suggest it's going to be sold. And then when it hits a certain peak, they'll start buying it again. Bitcoin drops. The triangles and the pennants and all of that madness will start coming into play. Okay? It's all on the intention of what someone is prepared to buy and where someone is prepared to sell. Again, if the fundamentals of Forex are based on perceived value, why is it any different in cryptocurrency? Does that make sense? I hope it does. Any sense? I hope it does. All right, then. I'm going to be talking about this CloudStrike story tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I've got to keep this one short and sweet. I've got to get the Platinum members updated. So if you are new to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like and subscribe. And I hope you've enjoyed today. Remember to go check out btcc.com. It's in the description of the live stream and the video. But please, guys, trade safely and always pay yourselves, gang. Mad love and respect. It's going to be a busy week, guys. Take care of yourself, gang. Peace.